Hello YouTubers, this is Shem. In front of me are the Sony Xperia Z2, the HTC One M8 and the Samsung Galaxy S5. In this video I'll show you a collection of shots and clips that I've taken with each headset using various settings and discuss the quality of photographs. I'll also take you on a short tour of the camera interface of each device and try to select the one that takes the best pictures. In the video description you'll find links to my Google Drives where you can find all pictures in their original sizes. Let's begin with the camera interface of the Xperia Z2. It offers a variety of shooting modes that can be selected from the menu. The automatic shooting mode here is called Superior Auto. It takes pictures at a maximum resolution of 8 megapixels and the device will automatically adjust the optimal settings. I'm not gonna bore you with all the possible settings as this is just to give you a general idea. Once you select the manual mode from the menu, you'll be able to set the camera resolution to the full 20.7 megapixels with 4:3 aspect ratio. This scene selection is only available in manual mode after selecting 8 megapixels or lower resolution. Xperia Z2 is capable of recording 4K as well as slow motion 720p 120 frames per second videos, and you can find some samples on my YouTube channel. On the list of modes you'll also find background defocus that helps blur out the background in pictures, AR effect which adds various objects to the pictures, creative effect mode and a few others. You can also download more dedicated apps for the camera from the Play Store. Now to the HTC One M8. You can select 6 different options in the camera menu. The camera, video recording, Zoe camera, auto portrait, dual capture and 360 panorama. After selecting the camera there is a menu with options on the bottom of the screen when holding the device in horizontal position. On the list of shooting modes there is auto, night, panorama mode, image stabilization, manual, landscape, portrait, backlight, text and auto. HTC One M8 has the most impressive manual mode that I've ever seen on a mobile device. It lets you not only adjust the ISO, exposure and white balance, but also the aperture value. I'm not gonna go through all the camera settings in this video as I will have a separate one dedicated just to the HTC M8, but there are a whole bunch of nifty features that can't be found on any other device thanks to the second camera that captures the depth of the image. The device captures video at a maximum resolution of 1080p. Now let's look at the Galaxy S5. When holding the device in horizontal position you'll find various shortcuts on the left hand side of the screen. The setting button where you can make various adjustments is also found here. You can set ISO, exposure, white balance and choose various effects. The phone has also got various shooting modes. On the list we have Beauty Face to make you look better on selfies, Shot and More for capturing fast moving objects, Panorama mode, a very cool virtual tour mode which is just perfect for real estate agents, and a dual camera mode which lets you not only simultaneously take pictures but also record with both cameras at the same time. Samsung has also added the ability to download more camera apps to improve the experience. In the store you can find an animated photo mode which lets you create GIFs, a sports mode or surround shot. Samsung is able to capture video in 4K resolution at 30 frames per second similarly to Sony, and there are also various slow motion capture settings. Okay, so let's take a look at how good the photographs taken with each phone actually are and compare them. I will show you pictures taken with each phone side by side and then a zoomed version of each so you can assess the level of detail. Most pictures were taken using automatic modes on each device. Let's be honest, that is what 99.9% of users select when shooting with their smartphones, and the devices should be smart enough to choose the best setting. The first picture shows a monument in a park in well-lit daylight conditions. The picture on the left was captured by Sony Xperia Z2, the one in the center by the HTC One M8 and the one on the right by the Galaxy S5. First thing that I'm sure all of you notice is that the temperature of colors in the picture on the right is a lot warmer than the other two and makes it look very unnatural. The one taken by HTC One M8 is better in that aspect, but it was the picture taken by the Sony Xperia Z2 that actually showed the most accurate representation of the conditions. When we magnify each picture 10 times, that is where Samsung takes the lead. The amount of detail in the 16 megapixel shot taken by Samsung is far superior to the other two handsets. Sony does a pretty good job, but processing is visible, and HTC One M8 lacks details due to just 4.1 megapixel resolution of its shots. The second shot was captured in the center of a city called Poznań in Poland. The lighting conditions were not ideal as it was a cloudy day. The Sony Xperia Z2 on the top left did a pretty good job capturing the clouds in the background and the foreground buildings. The top right picture taken by the HTC M8 did not capture the clouds at all and the picture is obviously overexposed. The Galaxy S5 once again did a really good job. When we zoom in on the image, the S5 shows its superiority in capturing detail once again. The third scene is of a bench in a park. Here all three phones did really well and the images are pleasing to the eye. The picture from the M8 is slightly too dark. When looking at 10 times zoom, the amount of detail in Z2 and S5 is similar, and the M8 lacks detail once again. On the fourth set of pictures you can see a selection of balloons in the foreground and buildings in the background. Additionally, the clouds are also visible on the top. This is a pretty demanding shot, and unfortunately the HTC M8 in the middle overexposed the image. The image captured by the Sony Xperia is on par with that from the Galaxy S5, and both did a really good job. When looking at 10x magnification, the amount of detail in the image captured by the Galaxy S5 beats that of the competition, but Sony does an okay job. The fifth photograph is a macro shot of a blossoming tree. Here the Galaxy S5 did the best job in color reproduction. Sony Xperia Z2's image looks good as well, but is slightly too warm, and the HTC One M8 once again messed up, and the image is too dark. The amount of detail captured by the Galaxy S5 is once again similar to that of Sony Xperia Z2, and the HTC One M8 is behind the competitors. This image is a macro shot of pine cones lying on the ground. All three phones captured really good shots. The bottom picture from the Galaxy S5 is too warm and the colors don't look natural. The best overall image belongs here to the HTC One M8, but of course when we zoom in, it is the Sony Xperia Z2 that takes over. This image shows a young fern growing on an old log. The lighting conditions were poor. The best color reproduction is on a shot taken by the Sony Xperia Z2, but the image is blurry. The best shot was captured by the Galaxy S5 on the right, and the middle image from the HTC One M8 looks very decent, but the colors are too warm. On a zoomed in image, the Galaxy S5 takes the upper hand. Now let's take a look at a few night shots. All devices were set to their respective night mode setting, and the pictures were taken with the aid of a tripod. The first shot shows a lit up building at night. Here the Sony Xperia Z2 and the HTC One M8 did a lot better job than Samsung, and the Sony Xperia Z2 actually took the best picture. At 10x magnification, all photographs showed similar levels of detail, although Samsung was a little superior. Let's take a look at one more night image. It's another lit up building, and the Sony Xperia Z2 takes a lot better pictures than the HTC and Samsung. The longer exposure on the HTC One M8 caused the lit up sign to be overexposed, but the buildings look okay. Sony set the parameters perfectly, but at such high ISO it's obvious that the image looks blurry. Samsung's picture shows a blue hue throughout. Now here's an image of a night picture taken with flash. All phones were at the same distance from the flowers. Sony Xperia Z2 actually captured the most light in the image, but the flowers themselves looked the best on the Galaxy S5. The HTC One produced a darker image than the rest. When we zoom in, it's the Sony Xperia Z2 that captured the most detail. The last picture I want to show you was captured with a front-facing camera with direct sunlight coming at the lens. The Sony Xperia Z2's 2.2 megapixel front camera captured the worst image, whereas the Galaxy S5 actually took the best one, even though its camera has the lowest 2 megapixel resolution. The HTC One M8 did an okay job here, but it does in fact have the best 5 megapixel front-facing camera, and when I've tested it further, the images proved to be really good. Let's talk a little bit about the video now. I've recorded a night sample from all phones in 4K for Z2 and Galaxy S5 and 1080p for HTC One M8, which you can find on my channel. Galaxy S5 took better 4K video than the Z2 because Sony kept autofocusing constantly, and that happened both during the night and during the day. When it comes to other filming modes, Sony is the only one of the bunch that does not offer simultaneous front and back video recording or picture taking, whereas Samsung and HTC do it rather well. This is an awesome feature for vlogging and could definitely be very useful at times. Where Sony is superior to the other two is the slow motion video recording. Although Samsung and HTC do it as well, it's not as easily edited on the phone to select the parts you want in slow motion, and I've already showed you a couple of samples earlier. The last thing I want to mention when it comes to video is the video highlights feature on the HTC M8, which allows you to select pictures and videos from gallery, then select one of the pre-installed themes, and it will automatically make a video with music and animations that you can then share on YouTube or social networks. Okay, so now to the summary. Let's start with the Xperia Z2. It is a very capable camera phone that is crippled by its software that does not let you unleash its full potential. I do not understand why the superior auto mode does not allow you to take pictures in full 20.7 megapixels and that it limits it to 8 megapixels. The images can look over-processed at times and the photograph quality is inconsistent. On the features list, the dual camera capture mode found in the other two is definitely missing. Sony Xperia Z2 is the most advanced photographing tool of the lot, and if you know how to adjust its manual settings, you can take true masterpieces. This has been confirmed on multiple professional photographing blogs, and I do agree with that statement. I've taken a bunch of stunning shots with a lot of detail and perfect exposures and colors. The night shots taken with the Xperia Z2 are absolutely stunning as well. This does however require some knowledge about photography, and adjusting settings will take time. Now let's summarize the HTC One M8's camera. Pictures taken with HTC were the poorest of the three phones throughout the test. Very often the phone did not adjust the exposure properly, and as a result you would find that the photographs are over or underexposed. The limited 4 megapixels of the device's camera definitely leave me craving for more detail on all shots. The dual camera is in fact a pretty pointless feature that I would not use on a daily basis. I found that the HTC One M8 did have the fastest autofocus of the three, and that allows you to take action shots at unexpected moments. The dual LED light on the back is also good for portraits at night, and if you are into selfies, the HTC One M8 will let you take the best ones. HTC also lacks in the video recording capabilities, as it does not offer the future-proof 4K video recording. Finally, let's talk about the Galaxy S5. Throughout my test, it was the Galaxy S5 that consistently took the best or second best shots. The phone has the most complete software features as well, although the camera interface might not appeal to everyone. I love the virtual tour mode, and there are a lot of apps that can be downloaded for the phone that improve the experience. The Achilles foot of the Galaxy are the night shots. It did significantly worse than the other two devices, and that is something Samsung should definitely improve. If I were to recommend the best point-and-shoot camera phone out of the three, the Samsung Galaxy S5 would be the number one on my list, thanks to its consistent performance and a handful of features. I hope that you've enjoyed my video. Make sure that you check out the other videos on my channel and hit the like button below it. Don't forget to subscribe to never miss any of my releases.